Bada bing, bada boom. I'm streaming over here. What are you doing over here? I'm streaming. Okay, hi everybody. It's been a while since we just did a normal run-of-the-mill live stream. Nothing tier list related. We're not ranking which One Piece characters would make the best buddy cops, but that is a good one. I might do that, actually. Don't know how I would set that up because it would have to be 2 people for each tier, but we'll figure that out. But this is just a stream. Super. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Greetings. Come into the stream out of the cold if you dare. Your One Piece theories suck. You know, that's fair. That is fair, you know. My idea that some of them are pretty insane, to be honest with you. I think I had one in there where I'm like, the Straw Hats are gonna literally go to the sun. You know, a lot of those, you just gotta, like, take a dart and just throw it, and most of the time, it's gonna end up somewhere else. It's not even gonna hit the dartboard. But every now and then, actually, I have a good example of this. I was just watching this last night. So I was rewatching One Punch Man Season 1, and I was watching the end with Saitama fighting Boros. And I remember, like, didn't I make a Boros video? And I did, like, 5 or 6 years ago. I made a video about Boros. And I went back, and I haven't watched that video in so long, because it's been a while since I made any One Punch Man content. But I went back, and I watched that Boros video. And in the Boros video, I say this line where it's like, yeah, what if Saitama missed the moon? You know, like Boros like kicked Saitama and he landed on the moon and then he jumped back. I'm like, what if he missed the moon? He would have probably landed on like the moon of Jupiter or something and they would have fought on the moon of Jupiter. That actually happens later in the manga. And I'm like, oh, holy shit. I said this like 5 years before he fought Garo. And I'm like, man, there you go. It's like every now and then you nail it right dead bullseye. There you go. I love your stuff and fire. I'm working right now. Ah, cool. One Piece clips. I assume you make One Piece clips. You upload various clips of One Piece. Yes. Saturn's romanticized name includes Ushi and Satan in it. Possibly references to an Ushi Oni. Yeah, he's definitely an Ushi Oni. Whether or not he's... The question is not what yokai he's based off of. It's very clearly an Ushi Oni. But the question is it a mythical zone or is he an actual Ushi Oni? Like, is he an actual devil? All right, that's the question. Greetings from Shanghai. Greetings from Pennsylvania. Very similar to Shanghai in no respects. But Shanghai, cool. I want to see the old room. Go watch any of my videos before October of 2021. And you'll see the old room. I don't even know how many I made total. I think I have over 3,000 videos on the channel right now. Probably at least a good 2,000 of those are in the old room. I don't even think I've made it to 1,000. No, there's no way I've made it to 1,000 videos in the house yet. I'm not good with numbers. So, yeah. Hello from Singapore. Hello from India. Is anybody here from Bangladesh? Is anybody here from... Oh, wait. Oh, there was something I wanted to... Oh, is anybody here from Hawaii? Does anybody here live in the state of Hawaii? There's something I legitimately want to ask you because I was looking something up yesterday. I was looking something up, and I was like, oh, man, next time I do a stream, I have to ask anybody if they're from Hawaii because I want to ask them something from something. Okay, Mexico, Bangladesh. Oh, woo! Bangladesh. Nice. Hawaii? Like JoJo? Yeah, Hawaii from JoJo Part 9, JoJo Lands. That Hawaii. I live in the UK. Are you reading JoJo Lands? No. It has nothing to do with JoJo Lands. You should read JoJo Lands, but it has nothing to do with JoJo Lands. I'm from England. I'm from Nepal. I'm from Sweden. It's probably all they have. There's only 300 people in here right now. I'm going to wait until there's a couple more people in the stream, and then I'll ask again. Because, you know, we're just starting the stream. Not a lot of people have filtered in yet, so we'll get to it later. Sweden, Colorado, Philippines, Hawaii. Oh, okay. Zach is from Hawaii. Okay. Zach, I remember when this happened, but I just, like, it was like a core thing that just got unlocked yesterday, and I went and looked it up. Do you remember when there was that fucking missile alert back in 2018? So if you guys don't know... I remember seeing a couple of news sources covering this. There was a, you know how like there's an emergency broadcast system? Like if there's a tornado or a weather alert, it shows up on your phone. Well, back in 2018, I remember that. Yeah. Back in 2018, there was a message that basically just went to everybody's phone that was like, inbound missile heading toward Hawaii. This is not a drill. Like, it's specified, this is not a drill in the message. And for like a good 45 minutes, people were like, what? Oh yeah, literally no one on the island cared. We all just walked up the mountain. Well, yeah, like, I imagine, like, because I was curious, like, did anyone die? Like, did anyone sort of, like, you know, like, oh, it's over, and they're like, you know, something? But I looked it up because I was curious to see what the, like, because I remember when it happened, like, the day of, but I hadn't looked into it beyond that, so I didn't know, like, what the full ramifications of that were, if anything. So I was reading up on it, and I think the only thing that happened is there was one dude that had a heart attack. One dude, like, thought he was gonna die and like called his family that were living off of Hawaii. He's like, oh, I'm gonna die, I guess. And I guess he was so worked up he had a heart attack. He didn't die though. He had a heart attack, but he was okay. They got him and he was in the hospital for a while, I guess. But I don't think anybody died. But like, oh my god, that was yeah. That's the other story I remember, that Pornhub just like during that 45 minutes just shot through the roof in terms of traffic. Yeah. Do you like muscle cars or JDM cars? I do not care about cars really at all. I'm sorry. I drive a used Chevy Malibu, and I bought it because it looked like a decent car, and it was in my price range. I'm not somebody that's a car guy at all. I don't go looking around like, oh, that's a 1969 Charger. That has a whatever engine in it. That's not something that personally interests me. I'm sorry. I can tell you a story, though. My mom dated a guy that was into, like, muscle cars for a while. There's a bit of a story there. Tekken, can you start reviewing Solo Leveling, please? Maybe, possibly. I have the first volume of Solo Leveling. It's been a while since I read it. I need to go back and reread it because the anime is really big right now, I'm aware. Who's the better chef, Komatsu or Sanji? I was just thinking about Toriko the other day, too. I was watching the first intro of Toriko. Okay, so Sanji is a really good chef, but like in Toriko, they have a thing called food luck, which is basically the power of the universe channeling inside of you to warp reality to your preference in certain it's like the manifestation of luck in the form of spirits that exist extra-dimensionally. And Komatsu has that. So knowing this, if it was Komatsu and Sanji preparing food, it would be some weird shit where like Komatsu's food would be helped with like extra dimensional like forces or something like that. And he was able to prepare God, which is like the greatest thing ever. So I would imagine God is a frog, but it's, yeah. So I guess Komatsu. I would probably have to go with Komatsu. Why were you harsher with Bleach 1000 Year Blood War chapter reviews than One Piece reviews? I feel like One Piece tension and stakes are falling off even as Gear 5 Luffy isn't scared of the 5 stars arriving. I don't really have that many issues with that. Like, Luffy's way strong right now. The fact is that I don't think Luffy by himself is going to beat all 5 of the Gorosei. Like, I don't think that's, like, a situation. And no matter, like, yeah, he might not be afraid of them arriving, but, like, no matter what he does, it's not hurting them. So, I don't know. I feel like I don't extrapolate tension from Luffy being personally scared about things. Because maybe that's not necessarily even in Luffy's personality. He does... How many times in the story has Luffy been genuinely terrified? I think it's only... Like Sabaody, obviously, because that's not really so much about himself, but that was more about all of his friends dying. Because all of his friends were being sent flying away, and he had no idea what was going on to them. They were just disappearing in front of him. So Luffy's like, holy shit, okay, we need to get the fuck out of here. Okay, I don't want to, we're all going to die, or whatever's going to happen is we need to get the hell out of here. Impel down. Yeah, it always involves other people, you notice. Wait, when Ace is about to be executed, Luffy starts getting terrified, So if there's a situation where Saturn, like, kills or looks like if Saturn stabbed Usopp, that would be a moment where Luffy would be like, oh no, or something like that would happen, right? A stream on my birthday. Hi, Karsten. Cars! It's Cars' birthday? Drop the beat. Okay. What happened to Toriko? The manga or the guy? Because the manga ended. The dude, that's spoilers, I guess. I could tell you what happens at the end of Toriko. Yeah. Have I read any of Naoki Urasawa's works? No, I don't believe I have. Who is Naoki Urasawa? I might have. I don't know. Might have read something that just don't connect the name to the author, as it were. Do you like Cars 3? I've never seen any of the Cars movie. I've never seen any of the Cars movies ever, or Planes. I never saw the Planes movie. Was there ever a Boats movie? Was there ever a movie planned to be about boats? Because I feel like that would have been the next step in that process. Toriko needs a new anime done right. I was watching the first opening of Toriko. He's like, we gotta run, guts, and I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty energetic opening. Yeah. They did Planes. I know they did Planes. Did they do boats? Because it would go cars, planes, and boats. I mean, planes, trains, and automobiles, Oh, trains. You could do trains, too. You missed a super chat. That's okay, because I have magic powers. I want to get back to that one, too, before I forget. Why were you harsher with Bleach chapter reviews than One Piece chapter reviews? Part of it was also, it was a long time ago. And I guess part of the idea was, I need to have... there needs to be chapters. If there's a chapter that I feel like, I remember one thing with Rukia, where there was one chapter where Asnote was fighting Rukia, and I remember reading the chapter, and Rukia kept the first chapter, she was getting her ass kicked by Asnote, and then she comes back and does her Bankai, and it's this really cool thing and everything like that. But I remember in that one chapter, I'm like, okay, I very, very vividly, I was like, I need to dial up the anger with this. I need to Rukia always gets beaten down. No, that's not how this is going to go. I need to really dial it up. And I did that, and a lot of people were like, dude, calm down. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So that wasn't necessarily my immediate reaction to it. It was just I need to dial this up because it's a review. It needs to be bombastic and shit. And I guess over time, I just kind of mellowed out with that, because there's really, and also, honestly, there's really not a lot of stuff in One Piece I can think of that gets me into the level of actual raw super rage, I don't think that's ever happened to me reading One Piece. Maybe if the One Piece turns out to be something stupid, maybe that'll break my brain, or I feel like that would just I wouldn't even my rage wouldn't even exist if the One Piece was something so stupid. I would just my brain would just crack. Basically an angry video game nerd impression. Yeah, and that's fair because that's literally that's my main inspiration for starting YouTube was the angry video game nerd. Because it was that's how videos are made. You gotta be angry, you gotta yell. That's what you gotta do, right? And I did my medieval reviews kind of like that, and then I got to Bleach and I kind of did Bleach like that. That was a big inspiration for a while until I kind of I sort of mellowed out a bit, and I let's not I don't really feel angry about this. You don't need to be angry if you don't feel really angry. The One Piece is a slice of pie. You see, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay if it was a slice of pie. Would you be okay if it was a slice of pie? What kind of pie though? If it was cherry pie, that would be funny. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Super chats. Can you make these story time videos like you used to make in your second channel? I love listening to those. I should do another one of those. I definitely should. They would be on the vlog channel if I decided to do another one, so make sure to subscribe to that. I wish I could take a month or months off because of burnout. Yeah, that would... I don't know what your job is, but I'm assuming it's... Yeah. That would be great. I saw this post on Facebook yesterday. It's normalize napping at work. And then somebody under it was just normalize working less so you can get more sleep at home. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's probably the better one. Yeah. Because, people can get exhausted doing the same kind of mediocrity over and over again. Has officially read chapter 1044 yesterday. It was the greatest Gear 5th reaction ever. Hope he gets invited to next Reverie along Melon Tea. I don't know who's doing the next Reverie, but yeah, I'm sure. I mean, we always invite the next group of the up-and-comers in the community, as it were. The Reverie's always a really fun time, so I'm sure they'll be involved. I love your stuff. Fire. I'm working right now. Cool. All right, there we go. Super chats. Live chats, super chats. Yeah, please upload. I don't upload as much random stuff on the vlog channel. I have been uploading the Yu-Gi-Oh streams to there. In fact, I should probably upload another one of those probably today. Actually, I'll do that. I might do that right after this. Today is kind of a day where it's a break week right now, and can't really. I mean, I could do a One Piece video, but it's just like I gotta do this. I have this fan mail that's been sitting here for a while, so I'm like, I gotta open this fan mail, and it's like, you know what? It's been a while since I just did a regular stream that wasn't like a specific, like, let's do a tier list or something, you know. You gonna talk about Toriyama? We could talk about Toriyama. I made a video about Toriyama. So he passed away March 1st. It was actually not revealed until I think a week later is when they officially made the announcement. There was some people talking about like Oda's reaction to it, which we actually can read that because there's a couple of that. I saw a reaction. I saw Kubo released a statement. I saw Oda released a statement. I don't know if Kishimoto did. He probably did. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Oda knew about his death probably the day of. Because, like, I feel like the only people that would have known about his death immediately would have been his family, close friends, and the higher-ups at Shueisha. And Oda, obviously, works for Shueisha. He's their top earner, so I'm sure Oda knew that Toriyama died, like, the day of, He did. Okay, I could read that, too. Yeah, they were really wholesome. They were really heartbreaking to read some of these. So let's look up Oda response to Toriyama, because Oda and Kishimoto are both like they have a thing that they met Toriyama at one point here. Now there's a couple of different versions of these. One's like a translated version, another one's like a better. Yeah, I think this is a better version of it. So this is Oda's take on or his message, his statement on the passing of Akira Toriyama. You have left us too soon. The empty space you leave behind is far too big. I am overcome with sadness when I think I won't see you again. I have admired you since I was a kid, and even now I still remember the day you first called me by my name. I have a fond memory of that time Kishimoto and I were ecstatic after you referred to us as your friends. And I also remember the last conversation I had with you. You took the baton from a generation that thought reading manga would have made you stupid, and you were one of the people that turned it into something that could be enjoyed by both kids and adults alike. You showed me the dreams of what manga could do and how it could travel all over the world. You were like a hero charging forward. The excitement and emotion we got from reading Dragon Ball is entrenched not only in the mangakas, but in the creators from all industries who read it. When they were young, that manga was our roots. For all of us, mangakas of the same generation who stood side by side on the same stage, Toriyama's works looked even more towering the closer we got to them, to the point it was almost scary. But we would be happy to just meet that distant and easygoing man again, because we love Toriyama-sensei with every fiber of our being. I pray from the bottom of my heart that Toriyama-sensei's soul rests in a peace, and I am ever so thankful and filled with respect for him for the incredibly creative world he has left behind for us. I hope heaven is as wonderful as you depicted it, Sensei. Eiichiro Oda. That is a great eulogy. I'm sure it wasn't like an actual, like he read that. Maybe he did. I don't know. But like that is a eulogy right there. Holy shit. Akira revolutionized fiction. Dude, the more I start to think about it, the more Toriyama served as the bedrock for like all of this. Like, do you like battle shonen manga? Without Dragon Ball, battle shonen manga looks completely different. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, because it existed before Toriyama, but it looks completely different than does now with the exclusion of Dragon Ball. Do you like tournament arcs in your battle shonen manga? They don't look the same without Dragon Ball. They just don't, all right? He established, he codified so many things. What do you think would happen if Oda suddenly passed? I mean, I don't even really want to think about that, because that's like one of those things that's like it would be worldwide sadness. It would be like if any famous mangaka died. It was the same way it does with Toriyama, except with Toriyama, Dragon Ball had already finished. If Oda passed away, I don't even know how I would react. I would probably just close myself off in my room for a few days and not even know how to fucking respond. Sonic, Mario, and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII are all heavily inspired from Dragon Ball. Absolutely. Before Toriyama, all shonen battle manga protagonists were big, muscly men. Nowadays, they're all kids and teens. Well, I mean, like, the battle shonen, I mean, it started with Goku was 10. He was just a little kid. And we got to see Goku grow up. That was the thing. We got to see him grow up. As a Latino, we love Toriyama. We love our DBZ. I did see the I believe this is just a hoax, but the memes are running with it. The Mexican cartels all decided to a ceasefire because of Toriyama's passing. Pretty sure that was just a hoax. It wasn't really a thing that happened, but the memes of it have been very funny. But yeah, Toriyama was huge. Like, I can't, like, in the Western world, Dragon Ball was like a gateway anime for pretty much a lot of people, especially in the 90s. I know in the 80s you had like Akira, and you had Akira, there you go. Or you also had like Ninja Scroll, like stuff like that. But 90s is when it started getting on like Cartoon Network and stuff. You could watch like serial like animated shows of like, you know, anime itself on Cartoon Network. So like Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Pokemon came in the late 90s. Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't until the early 2000s. Dragon Ball is huge here in Latin America. It feels like the whole Latino community is in mourning. Yeah, it was bigger, I think, in Latin America than in the United States. And it was already huge in the United States, so that goes to show. What he did for games. Dragon Quest. Yeah, that's the thing. He's been around for so long. He's done so much that, like, I never played Dragon Quest, so I don't have, like, a personal connection to that game. I do need to check it out, though. Yeah, he was involved in that, too. So, video games, anime, manga. Like, there's Western animators that aren't even doing anime necessarily, that are doing like modern like cartoons growing up. Like, there were references to Dragon Ball in Powerpuff Girls. There were references in Codename Kids Next Door. There were references in The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Those are not anime. Those are Western cartoons, but they still had references to Dragon Ball all throughout it. Remember that episode of Billy and Mandy where Billy gets the spiky hair? Remember that episode of Codename Kids Next Door where number 4 turns into a fucking Super Saiyan and fights the delightful kids from down the lane who become like Frieza? Remember that shit? The Owl House? Absolutely. Do you enjoy Final Fantasy VII? Akira made Aerith. I didn't even know that. Like, did he actually design Aerith? No, I didn't know that. Chrono Trigger was the best. That's the one I do want to check out. In fact, I'm going to go look on, like, the Nintendo store to see if Chrono Trigger's on my Switch, and I think I'm going to play that on my Switch. Steven Universe. Like, yeah, like the amount of... Like, if you're just going to sit down and read off all of the different properties that Toriyama influenced, we would be here for the rest of the stream and then some. Cloud is just Gohan. Okay. I do know, involving Cloud, the fact he has the giant Buster Sword, I think, originated from Miura, from Berserk, right? Because I was actually going back and checking when I was reading Berserk. I don't think any... I think the anime protagonist that has the giant, impractical Buster Sword, I don't think it existed before Guts. I think Guts kind of typified that, all right? So any character beyond that had a giant Buster Sword, that was because of Miura. That was because of Berserk. Got rejected aging up Goku because that was not customary for MCs recognition purposes, but Tori did it anyway, and the rest is history. You know, I was thinking the other day of how old Goku is. Like, I was thinking about this the other day because when I was a little kid, I used to always think by the end of Z, Goku should have been like 60, but because he's a Saiyan, he doesn't age as much. Goku's actually way younger than that. He is. Like, let's go through this. I was actually, like, puzzling this through my brain, okay? So, Goku is 10 at the beginning of Dragon Ball, because they say he's 10 years old. He's 15 when he kills King Piccolo, I think. Then there's a 3-year time skip to the 23rd tournament where he fights Piccolo. He's 18 there. That's when his first big, like, he glows up. You know, that's the thing there. So he's 18 there. Then... there's a 5-year time skip between Dragon Ball and Z. And Goku would be 23. And Gohan is 4. So after the 23rd tournament, he goes off and marries Chi-Chi. They are together for like a year. They have Gohan. Gohan is 4 at the start of Dragon Ball Z. So Goku is 23. So Goku is 19 years older than Gohan. So keep that in mind. All right? Then... Saiyan Saga happens, Namek Saga happens. A year and a half goes by there between the Namek Saga Well, no, a year goes by because they wait for the Saiyans. So Gohan would be 5 when the Saiyans attack. Goku would be 24. No, he dies, though. See, that's the thing. This is the problem. Goku dies a lot. So when you die, you don't age when you die. So Goku dies at the end of the Saiyan saga when he's 23, at the beginning of the Saiyan saga when he's 23. So you don't age when you're dead. So he stays 23 for a year, and then when he comes back, he's just 23 again, I guess, right? Yeah, okay. So when the Saiyans attack, when he fights Vegeta, when he gets his life back and he fights Vegeta, he's 23, Gohan is 5. So there's an 18-year gap now, okay? Then they go to Namek, and then after Namek, there's a year and a half. So Gohan would be 6.5. I need to write this shit down. We're going to puzzle this out. All right, so Gohan at the time of Namek would be like 6.5. Is everybody in agreement on that? No, Android Saga. Android Saga at the beginning, when Frieza shows up and Trunks shows up and kills Frieza, Gohan would be 6.5. Okay. Goku would be 24.5. All right, we're going to figure this out. Okay, then 3 years go by. Then 3 years go by when they're training for the androids. So then, we're going to have to factor in the hyperbolic time chamber. We're not even there yet. We got to factor in the chamber when we get to that. 3 years go by. They're training not in the chamber. They're training outside for 3 years waiting for the androids. So Gohan would be 9.5 there. Let's just round up and say Gohan's 10. Let's just round up and say by the time Android 19 and 20 attack, Gohan is 10. Let's just keep it that. Goku would be 27 or 28. Let's just round up and keep it simple. Let's just say he's 28. All right. Gohan's 10. Goku's 28. All right. They fight the androids. Goku has his heart attack moment. Thank you, Gyro. We'll get to you in a second. I'm just got to figure this out for really quick. Actually, no, that's a $50 super chat. I just love and enjoy your videos. First time catching a stream. A question in regards to Blackbeard Pirates, Mole, and World Government. Do you know if Lafitte and Hattori are the same character? Lafitte and Hattori are not the same character. We have seen Hattori resting, watching over Rob Lucci when he was in a coma, and Lafitte was on another island, Bonaro Island, fighting with Blackbeard when Ace showed up. So they're definitely not the same character. It's a good theory, but there's just too many times where they show up at different locations around the same time. And they couldn't possibly, unless you get like cloning or like teleportation involved. And this was before Van Auger had the warp fruits. So I do not believe they're the same person, but that is a very clever idea. I think Lafitte is spying on the world government because he can easily gain access to Marijois. We've already seen that. Okay. So thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the 50. Going back to this. Okay. So time chamber time. Goku and Gohan both go in the chamber. This actually helps because they're in there at the same time. So when Gohan gets out of the chamber, he's 11. When Goku gets out of the chamber, he's 29. All right? Yeah. So then they fight Cell. They don't go back in the chamber after that. Vegeta does, and I think Trunks does. But Goku and Gohan do not. They fight Cell. Goku dies. He sacrifices himself to instant transmission Cell away. He's dead. And then Gohan beats Cell, and then 7 years go by. So Gohan would now be 18. Goku's dead. He's still 29. You don't age when you're in the afterlife. So Gohan, though, is weird because I thought he was starting high school in Buu, and he would already be 18 years old. But he was homeschooled for most of it. Maybe it was just his senior year. I don't know. But, like, you know, so whatever. At any rate, Goku comes back with Baba's ability in Buu, but that's, once again, he's still technically dead, and then halfway through Buu, the old Kai gives him a life, and then he gets his life back, and then he goes back to the Earth, he fuses with Vegeta, they fight against Buu, and then Kid Buu comes out, and then Goku does the Spirit Bomb and kills Kid Buu, all right? He's still 29 years old when that happens, all right? So, yeah, he's still 29, and then in the epilogue of Z, not GT, not Super, the epilogue of Z, where we cut to 10 years later after that. So this is after Super, actually. This is when Pan is 4 years old and they're fighting in the World Tournament, and then Goku meets Oob, and then they fly off, and that's the ending of Z. Or the ending of the manga, actually. So 10 years go by, so Goku would be 39, Gohan would be 28. Yeah. So Goku, all throughout Super, is in his 30s. And GT is another 10 years, I think, because Pan, I think, is 14 in GT. So that's another 10 years in GT. So that means Goku would be 49 at the beginning of GT, but then he just gets turned into a kid again. So Goku wasn't even 50 at the beginning of GT. And he's a Saiyan, obviously, so he ages. They keep in battle condition longer. So even though he's almost 50, he looks like he's like in his 20s still, right? No, GT is 5 years later. I thought Pan was like a teenager in GT. I thought it was another 10 years. No, GT is another 5 years after G. Okay. Huh. I didn't know that. I thought, okay. Well, in that case, Goku would be 44. All right. Yeah. How old was Goten in GT? Yeah, because Goten and Trunks were like 7, 8 years old in Boo, and they're like teenagers, young adults in like GT. I think it's 10 years that go by in between Z and GT. Hold on, let me double check this. Um, 10 years after, yeah, it's 10 years. It's 10 years. Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense otherwise, because Trunks at the beginning of GT is like how he looks like future Trunks. Like he's like 18, 19 years old at the beginning of GT. You know, yeah, 5 years wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, no. So it's 10 years after Z. So 49. Yeah, Goku, 49 in GT. Then he turns into a child. And then that's whatever after that. But by the end of Z, he is canonically only 39 years old. There it is. And then the Super takes place before the epilogue of Z, so he would be in his 30s. Like during the Tournament of Power and Beerus and Resurrection of F, he would all be in his early to mid 30s. Wait, Goten was like 17 at the epilogue of Z. Okay, well then they would be in their 20s then. Still, it's the same thing. Goten would be like 24 if it was a 5-year time. Okay, so maybe Trunks in GT was like 25, 26 years old, maybe something like that. That still works. But he wasn't like 13 is my point. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. There you go. Figuring out Goku's real age. There you go. I just turned 30 this year. Wish I looked like Goku. Okay, so Kid Goku went into the Spirit of Time room, but I think that was only for like a month. It wasn't like a whole year. He couldn't even last like a month in there, I think. So you could factor that. I did have to round up at one point because it was like 24 and a half. You just round that up if you want. It's fine. He would be around 50 at the beginning of GT, though. Goku ain't even in a midlife crisis yet. No, he hasn't. Yeah. Remember in GT when Vegeta had that mustache? Team 4-Star, Lanny and Kaiser are going to be doing on the 4-Star Bento channel. They're going to be like watching all of GT and making videos on it. So I'm actually really excited for that because I was a really big fan. That was my Saturday ritual for a long time, was watching their commentaries on Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and those just ended. They did the Boo bits like this past weekend, and now they announced they're going to be doing every Saturday. They're going to do episodes of GT, and I'm like, ooh, that's going to be fun because I haven't watched GT since I was a kid. I haven't watched Dragon Ball GT since. Every now and then I'll go back and watch the last episode of GT because that's the best one. But I haven't sat down and watched GT ever since I was probably like 12. Yeah. Yeah, I'm more interested in seeing Zoro and Sanji fight admirals right now, because as we kind of saw with that, like, Luffy versus Kizaru, like, if it was just Luffy and Kizaru and Saturn wasn't around, Luffy kind of definitively won. He kind of, like, crushed Kizaru and chucked him into a battleship, and he's like, oh. So, yeah, I mean, like, Luffy definitively kind of won that fight. Yeah, that happened. Do you know Matt Pat? I don't know Matt Pat. I met his great aunt once. That's the connection with Matt Pat. But I know he retired, and good luck to him. Can we get some Kobe appreciation? Blasting Pizarro's island hand, which made Thriller bark. I look like a regular ship. I give a lot of shit to Kobe when I'm doing the tier list, because it's like Kobe seems like really basic to me. He's really strong. It's just that, like, I'm just your average Marine that just is going to train hard as much as he can. It's like, all right, cool, I guess. Do something exciting, Kobe. Come on, Kobe. Honesty impact. Boom. We have to save Kobe, senpai. He's my senpai. Oh, I gotta do a video on Hitomi, not Hitomi. Is it Hitomi? Hibari. There it is. Yeah. Hibari, I got to do that whole thing where I just talk about her being related to Akainu. That'll be my next video I do, I think. Because it's a break week, so why not? Yeah. It's such a fun theory. I love the idea of Kobe hooking up with Akainu's daughter. The comedy writes itself. I'm going to shut up here because I want to save everything else for the video. You know? Like, that's headcanon 1,000,000% for me. Rob Lucci versus Lucky Roo. I think Rob Lucci versus any of the top chiefs of Shanks' crew. Shanks' crew wins. Akainu's gonna kill him! Da-da-da-da-da-da! There's a chapter that leaks on... I mean, that's what I mean, Thursday. It's only a Monday. We have 3 days after this. And that's even if it comes out Thursday, because last week it didn't come out till Friday. So it might be a little bit later because scanlations, translations are a little bit, you know, ever since the thing happened. So I'm not sure when it'll come out. I feel like Kobe being basic is his whole thing. Yeah, it kind of is, yeah. He's a very humble individual. He's humble, he's honest, and that's what's going... It's good for the Marines. It's going to lead the Marines into a new era after Dragon's Revolution and everything, and Kobe becomes... Okay, so here's the deal. Kobe's going to be the fleet admiral someday. And he's going to be an admiral, too, someday. Kobe's only 18 years old. I don't think he's going to be an admiral by the end of the story. Now, if there's an epilogue, sure. We can cut to an epilogue. In fact, I would actually prefer this version. We cut to an epilogue 30 years in the future. Maybe not even 30 years. Maybe 20 years. No, 30 years. 30 years, he'll be 48. Yeah. 30 years. Let's do it. Let's do an epilogue 30 years in the future. Kobe is 48. He's an admiral. Smoker is the fleet admiral. I think that could be the case. I think Smoker is going to become an admiral by the end of One Piece. Because he has the epithet. He's going to be like White Wolf or something like what's Japanese for wolf? You think I would know that at this point? I know Ushi is cow. Or is it just oof? Is it just oof? I feel like I should know this. Helmeppo crying in a corner. Nobody talks about him. I made a whole video about Helmeppo. It'd be Shiro Kiba. Kiba, that's it. Or Kami. Or Kami. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah. He's going to become an admiral after the end of all this. Because I can guarantee you by the end of One Piece, after the revolution, Green Bull's not going to be an admiral anymore. Fujitora will be. Kizaru, I could see retiring. I can see Kizaru just being like, I'm done with this. I'm out. You know, so you're going to need some new admirals. Definitely Green Bull is going to be replaced because you can't keep Green Bull around, right? So Smoker's going to be an admiral. And the fleet admiral could be, you know what? It's not that Akainu is a very stern, absolute justice guy. But he's not... Is he evil? Yeah, kinda. It's more of like duty for Akainu. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to extrapolate from this is, what if Akainu learns about how fucked up and corrupt the world government is? He finds out about Eam. He finds out about the Gorosei being demon gods. What does Akainu do to that, you know? Yeah, well, what does Akainu react to? Like, how does he... Like, if Akainu remains the fleet admiral by the end of the story, what does he do with that information? Like, is that the epiphany that he fucking needs to be like, all right, maybe I was going a little bit too hard? Because you go a little too hard, then you get this fucking shadow ruler, and the Gorosei were all demon gods. Maybe I should chill the fuck out a bit. You know, maybe Akainu has a fucking epiphany. You know? But even so, you can imagine, who else? Which one of the vice admirals would be, like, I don't think Garp wants to be a fleet admiral. But then again, if the whole reason Garp never wanted promoted is because of the Tenryubito bossing him around, we're assuming at the end of One Piece that the Dragon's Revolution goes off and the Tenryubito are gone. The world government is still there as a structure, but the Tenryubito are gone. So maybe at the end, maybe Sengoku comes back to be the fleet admiral. Maybe Akainu's like, I'm done with this shit. Or Akainu dies. Akainu could die. And then Sengoku's like, all right, well, since the Tenryubito are gone now, we don't have to worry about that. I will step in and be the fleet admiral until we figure everything out. And then, you know, the next one could be, you know, whoever. Dragon, maybe? Dragon, see, does anybody ever watch, I want to make a reference, but it's going to involve spoiling the end of Game of Thrones, the TV show, and maybe I shouldn't do that. I mean, granted, the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones suck, but I guess I won't do it, but like, Dragon coming out of nowhere and being like, well, I used to be a Marine, but then I was a revolutionary for 20 years, now I'm the fleet admiral. I don't like that. I don't like that idea. I feel like it should stay within the Marines that already exist. There's good candidates to become... No one cares about Game of Thrones ending. Okay. I'm gonna mention the end of the Game of Thrones show right here, at the end of the TV show, all right? The books are still being written, but I'm gonna mention the end of the show here. If you don't want to be spoiled for the ending of Game of Thrones, click this off and go away and come back in, like, I don't know, 2 minutes or whatever. Okay. You good? All right. Bran becoming the king was the dumbest decision. All right. And that's not a crazy, you know, realization. A lot of people think that there were so many other better candidates to become the fucking king. And it just didn't work out, right? They picked somebody's like, let's pick a random person that no one will expect. Bran. Okay, let's do that. It's like, no, it's like, yeah, who's going to be fleet admiral at the end of One Piece? Let's pick Sabo. He'll be the fleet admiral. That doesn't make sense. There's plenty of people that are contenders to be good. You can pick Momonga, for fuck's sake. I'd be okay with Momonga being the new fleet admiral for a little while. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway. Super chats. I guess I should have kept up with the One Piece anime after watching Leloucia. I would have made some jokes about how the Marines of G2 and the Vice Admiral would have come out their milk by now. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's rough, because all their milk came from Leloucia and it's gone now, so they're going to have to find a new supplier of their milk. Tekking, do you think that the passing of Toriyama will make mangakas start taking mortality, even if it's subconscious? You know, it's a common problem in Japan. Ever since the death of Miura, I think like, they're giving Oda more breaks, but not every mangaka gets the treatment that Oda gets. I think they realize, well, Oda is like, you know, he's making One Piece, the most popular manga in the world. We have to make sure he doesn't overwork. But it might still be a problem with every other mangaka. It's still a very overworked industry, and that kind of goes into the overworking culture in Japan to begin with. There's a really good documentary about, like, how, like, just, like, regular salarymen in Japan, like, work crazy long hours, and then they go to sleep on, like, park benches in their suits and just wake up and go right back to work. It's a very hard-working kind of culture that it really burns people out really hard, and it causes some psychological issues as well. So I hope they take it more seriously, absolutely. I think the Admiral code names are now based off of the Chinese zodiac, so Smoker would probably be White Snake. White Snake works too, because that's also the name of a band, and that would be cool. Because Smoke already looks like a snake. Yeah, I could see White Wolf. White Wolf was like an idea, but White Snake would make probably more sense. Because we have a dog, we have a monkey, we have a pheasant. Is there a pheasant in rooster? There's a rooster. There's a tiger. Then there's a bull. Yeah, they are the Chinese zodiac. Yeah. Sengoku was a Buddha. So that kind of breaks it up a bit. I'm assuming Kong was probably an admiral before he was fleet admiral. But that also is good because Kong would probably be a monkey because King Kong. Yeah. But White Snake makes sense too. But I could see Smoker being admiral by the very end of One Piece. Kobe I could see becoming a vice admiral. Or maybe a rear admiral, commodore, something like that. And then cut to 30 years down the line. Kobe is an admiral. Smoker is the fleet admiral. And then if you go even further, which maybe he may or may not show, Kobe would be the fleet admiral. Like when Kobe's in his fucking late 60s, 70s, he'll be the fleet admiral. For sure. Will I ever finish the Straw Hats dying video? Probably not, just because it was really depressing. Do you watch any D&D shows? I watched Harmon Quest, and I watched a little bit of Critical Role. But I don't watch as much D&D shows more than that. I mean, other than the One Piece D&D and Isekai, because I'm part of that. Yeah, I answered. Oh, why didn't York tell the world leaders about Vegapunk's secret message room if they were basically working together? She didn't know about it. Maybe Vegapunk didn't share that information with Punk Records. She wasn't in the video. Maybe she was asleep during the time. Probably. How did the ancient giant activate 200 years ago when we know its fuel is Joy Boy's Heart of Liberation? Did someone awaken Sun God before Luffy? Maybe they did. Maybe they did. We're going to find out. Maybe there was someone that went gear 5th 200 years ago. Okay, I answered those ones, yeah. All right, back to the chat. Kobe and Smoker as leaders? Good Lord, poor Marines. Why poor Marines? That doesn't... Smoker in a leadership position once the Tenryubito have been removed and they don't have to worry about the fucking Gorosei and... You gotta understand, not all of the problems, but a lot of the problems with the Marines doing their stuff is usually because of the Gorosei and Eam manipulating them. Why did Ohara happen? Did Ohara happen purely because of the Marines and no one else? No, it was because, you know, the Cypher Pool reported probably to the Gorosei, hey, they're researching the Void Century, and the Gorosei are like, okay, well, that's not allowed. Buster call it, you know? I think they'll be fine with Smoker in a leadership position. I think they'll be okay. They think the same. No, they don't. There's plenty of Marines that don't think the same as the Gorosei or Eam. Some do, and some follow it in the way of like, well, if I don't listen to Yamakaji. Yamakaji was the vice admiral at Amazon Lily, where he was gonna let all of his men get kidnapped by Blackbeard, and he's like, well, we don't have orders to engage the Yonko, so my hands are tied. Those situations are kind of like he's sort of afraid of what'll happen to him. Like if he goes against the order, then he might get like kicked out of the Marines, or he might die or something like that. But if the Gorosei aren't there, if these kind of like if Smoker or Kobe were in the Marines in the higher position, if they were the admirals or vice or fleet admirals, the orders would be completely different. Isho for fleet admiral. Yeah, I could see that too. Maybe at the... Oh! Yeah, you know what? If we have Kizaru, like, retiring, and Green Bull getting kicked out, and then Akainu maybe dying or retiring, we can move Fujitora up to Fleet Admiral, Smoker as Admiral, and then you could just bump up some other Vice Admirals that are really known. You could bump up Momonga or somebody, you know. I really love Momonga. I really want Momonga to be an Admiral. I really do. If we're going with the Zodiacs, oh. You know what you could do? That's actually really fucking funny. Hold on a second. Let me pull something up here. That would be great if Oda did that. I think that might be a good... I think that's my headcanon, honestly. I think it is. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I gotta go into the Marine video really quick and pull something. Hold up. That's awesome. I think I also might have just come up with a video idea right here. Okay. So remember that SBS where those two vice admirals were created and then Oda eventually makes them canon? So he didn't make them. There was Gion, who is Momo Usagi, Pink Bunny. And then there was Chaton, who is Brown Pig. Where's Chaton? Hold on a second. He's here somewhere. Where's Chaton at? He might be... Oh, wait. He might be down here. I have him. This is every Marine in the story, so I have him. I'm just going through here. Here, look at Full Body and... Oh, there's a super chat. Just wanted to say thank you for all the work you consistently put out. Been watching you for years, and your videos make some hard time a little bit lighter. Keep smashing it, and thank you again, brother, for the videos. Thanks, Max, for the 50. For the 60. Thank you, man. First time super chat. Really appreciate it. For that, here's a picture of the development of Tashigi. Here you go. I'm gonna give that for a moment while I'm looking for chat on here in the Marine folder. Hey, look, man, it's just a thing. It's just a thing in One Piece. You know how it is? You know how it goes. Okay. Did I not put chat on in here? Seriously? Awuga. Some good development right there. Yeah. Well, okay. I don't have Brown Pig in here, but he yeah, he's the other one. Let me pull him up here. Isn't there a guy who's Black Horse? Yeah, him too. He's also part of the Marines, but he's part of like their detective agency. Yeah. But wouldn't it be crazy if these two became the admirals at the end of the story? So, like, after the events of Part 1, after Marineford, and Kuzan left and Akainu was promoted, whoa, who's the next two admirals? And somebody in an SBS was like, these are the next two admirals, Chaton and Brown Pig and Pink Bunny. And then Oda's like, no, they're not. And so, because he already had ideas for Green Bull and Fujitora. But, dude, wouldn't it be cool if by the end of the story... After Fujitora, let's say Fujitora is promoted, Akainu retires, Green Bull's kicked out, Kizaru retires. So it's Smoker, and then Chaton, and then Momo Usagi. There you go. And it's at the end of the story, so, like, who cares, really? And it's also a nice little thing for Oda to be like, this person that suggested them in the SBS now becomes, I will make them admirals at the end of the story. That's actually a cool idea. No vice admirals are strong enough to become admirals. That's literally how Akainu and Kuzan and Borsalino were all recruited into the admiral class. Now, yes, Fujitora and Ryokyugyu did a draft, and that was when Akainu took over. So Akainu was like, I think Akainu already knew Fujitora and Green Bull. I think he knew about them. And he was like, there are these really strong people that aren't Marines, but I'm going to accept no one else as an admiral. Like, they're really strong. I'm going to recruit them specifically, right? Why would Green Bull get kicked out? Because he's a racist piece of shit. And I don't think it would really fit with the message of One Piece if the racist piece of shit is left as an admiral by the end of the story. The Tenryubito get abolished, but Green Bull's still there, who espouses their rhetoric. No, Green Bull's going to get kicked out at some point. He's going down by the end of the story. It'd be the weirdest thing ever if, end of the story, Dragon's Revolution occurs, Tenryubito collapse, the Gorosei are all defeated, Eam is destroyed, and Green Bull is still there as an admiral. Like, no. I think there were some vice admirals that would have qualified as admiral, but Sakazuki was all about strength. That was the point. Sakazuki wanted power and strength. And so he's like, there's this blind swordsman that lives out in the mountains that I know about. I want him as an admiral because he's like the strongest there is, you know? Yeah. Yeah, Green Bull is the seed of hatred that remains. Good allegory, considering he is a plant man. The new generation of Marines, Kobe, Smoker. The idea is, are they going to be as strong as the former generation? Maybe not. But it's not all about strength. It's the idea that once you get rid of that corruption, and once you get rid of the Tenryubito, the Marines don't necessarily have to be stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Good afternoon, Teching. Sorry I'm late. Greetings, Ben. Can I read Kubo's reaction to Toriyama's? Yeah, I read it yesterday, but I'll read it here. It's on the Bleach Reddit, probably. Yes, here it is. Okay, this is Kubo's reaction to Toriyama's death. It would be strange to write a diary without mentioning this, so I'll just talk about something serious. Personally, I don't feel any loneliness or pain. I'm not saying there aren't any at all, but there aren't as many as I thought. It's the death of someone I've read since I was a child, someone who works in the same magazine as me, and someone I'm deeply influenced by, so it feels different than when I was dealing with death in general, but that's why I feel like it doesn't exist. I've never really talked about this to anyone, but I've always believed that creating things means expanding your sensibilities and expanding your life. This is because I believe that as long as the work exists, the author is not dead. And I believe that being able to properly get used to this feeling is proof of the magnitude of the work's existence that remains in my heart. That's all. From the next post, I will continue with my usual enthusiasm. It's a shorter one, but it cuts right to it. He's being very honest, if nothing else. You know, he's like, maybe he's still kind of like, because, you know, there's been times where people have died that I've known in my life, and I don't immediately feel like, you expect when someone dies to feel this immediate pit of, like, sadness, like, wash you over you. And, like, if you don't feel that, then it's like, what's wrong with me or something like that. But that's not always the case. There's been people in my life that have died, and I don't immediately feel like a sinking sense of dread. Sometimes that comes a little later. It doesn't hit as hard as I thought originally. But I get it. I really do. And it's a very hero look mentality, as you said, Vorzard. Yeah, Vorzard. Yeah. R.I.P. Akira Toriyama. Everybody mourns differently. Let's just keep that in mind. And you are in no place to judge or critique a way someone reacts to a death of somebody. It's different for everyone. It absolutely is. That's 100% true. 100% true. Do you think the Gorosei just sit in the room of authority without ever talking? Since they share their thoughts, they would just... That's what I was thinking the other day. Like, do they just hang out there and just talk? Like, why are we talking? Why are we moving our mouths? We could communicate with our brains. It's just like, yeah, but you know, it's just talk. We're in the same room, dude. Who is my favorite Dragon Ball character? I'm gonna cheat and say it's Gogeta. Probably Trunks. Trunks is my favorite. Trunks was so cool with the sword, dude. When he first showed up with the sword. That's what Dragon Ball was lacking. It was lacking a badass character with a sword. Sword's kind of irrelevant because, you know, Super Saiyan and Energy Blast sort of thing, but the sword still was cool. Dude, I love when Gogeta first showed up in Fusion Reborn. That theme was so fucking good. I have it. Do I have it? Oh, it might have been on the other computer. The Gogeta theme is so good. When we fused in One Piece D&D, when Verona and William fused to become Verilium, that's what I imagined was playing in the background when he emerges, the fucking Gogeta theme. Like the crescendo, hold on, Gogeta theme. The fucking badass crescendo right here. Right here. Fades out and... Yeah, dude, that was badass. Woo! Whoop! Yep. Vegito. Gogeta's better. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, you're wrong. Vegito's not as cool as Gogeta. Sorry about that. Super Saiyan 4 is better than Blue. Sorry about it. Super Saiyan 4 is better than Ultra Instinct. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Is it worth noting nobody can see Eam? Like, can't he just blend in with the 5 Elders of the Celestial Dragons? I guess he could. I suppose he could. What if we take into consideration the aspect of Eam and the 5 Elders? What if they had the internal life operations of the Op fruit one by one when they found the fruit? That's also very possible. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't think the Op fruit explains all of their abilities. Because the Op fruit, the way that it was presented, is it gives you eternal youth. Eternal youth is not the same thing as invulnerability. It is not the same thing as you get an arm blown off, you regenerate an arm out of nothing. That's what the Gorosei can do. Saturn got his arm blown off. His arm did not regenerate like Piccolo. His arm did not, like he didn't pick it back up and like just place it back on him and it stapled itself back together. No, the arm literally formed out of like fog. Just like, he just got his arm back. It was like some magical force that did it. I don't think that's the Op fruit that could do that. That's something else, all right? So maybe it's Op fruit for immortality or eternal youth. Maybe not eternal youth because, well, they don't age. Maybe they ate the fruit and had the operation done to them when they were a certain age and they don't age beyond that. Yeah. I think they're all going to have different abilities, but they're going to have shared powers too. Like, Ethan Baron Venus Juro is definitely going to use a sword. He's going to have a swordsmanship ability. So yeah, they're not... It seems Saturn's primary ability... Like, they might all share the head explodey thing. They might all share telepathy and the head explodey and the summoning thing. That might be a shared ability from all of them. Saturn's primary ability seems to be turning into a spider with those poisonous legs. Like, a poison that's more toxic than Magellan or anything Caesar could cook up. Might be something like that. And then Venus Juro will be with his swordsmanship, Kenjutsu. And then Marcus Mars can turn into a bird, so some kind of bird-based ability. Some kind of bird-based ability. Lightning, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think Saturn is summoning the God's Knights. I think the summoning circle ability is shared by the unique traits of the Gorosei. They do have scars, though. They might have had the scars before they got turned into whatever they are now. Their scars could have been there from when they... I think they were all human at one point. They were all humans. They were all born as humans at some point, lived their lives, and at one point they were changed into what they are now. So they could probably have their scars before that, and then they got turned into this, and they just have whatever form their body was in when they were turned. Even if it was like 500 years ago, that's the form they're stuck with for the rest of their existence. Yeah, the scars were there before they were injured, because otherwise they would heal when they heal. Bird-based wind? Yeah, wind maybe. Sure. How many chapters until the Straw Hats clap the rest of these fools? 6. 6 chapters. I gotta open this fan mail. So we were... Oh, yeah, we're over an hour. We could do that. Okay. We'll wait until an hour and 5 minutes, and then I'll open the fan mail. Do you think the Gorosei will fall here, or some of them? If it was just Saturn, I might have said something maybe involving Saturn could happen, but now if all 5 of them are going to be summoned, I don't think they're all... none of them are going to die here. None of them are going to die here. The scars could show they get hurt, or they could show they were hurt when they were humans, and now they're not human anymore. There's still going to be a way to beat them. I mean, they're not invincible. Like, there's going to be a trick to beating them. It's just we don't know what it is yet. And it's going to be something tricky, too. It's not going to be just like... stab them in the heart specifically. I hate that. The idea that's like, they're invincible unless you stab them in this one point. I'm like, no, it's not going to be that basic. Luffy pancaked Saturn and it still didn't work. So aiming specifically for the head or the heart or the dick. That's not gonna. Okay, Saturn, bam, hits him in the dick. Ha ha! Your powers are useless on me, you silly Billy. You could kick me in the dick all day long. Please stop. It's not going to work. I have long since surrendered my earthly dick. Okay, here we go. Fan mail time. 3, 2, 1. All right, time for some fan mail. It's been a while since I did fan mail. We have a lot. Well, not a lot, but we have a stack over here. Let me turn the light on. Let me turn the big light on. Okay. Fan mail time again. All right, first things first. I tweeted about this when I first got it, but I want to show you again. This amazing cross-stitch of Frankie's original Jolly Roger. Frankie has, actually, he has 3, I think. I think out of all of the Straw Hats, he has the most Jolly Rogers. There's one that Oda just kind of casually drew really quick in an SBS, and then there's this one that's a little bit higher quality, and then there's one from after the time skip. So I think Frankie has 3. So we have that amazing cross-stitch here. And I have a letter goes along with it. This is by George. Thank you, George. I hope this letter finds you well. I'm typing this letter because my handwriting is atrocious, so I'm saving you the struggle of trying to read a bad handwritten note. I've been watching your One Piece videos since about 2015, 2016. That's about the time I switched from anime to manga. I am a physicist. This was made by a legitimate physicist, ladies and gentlemen. I am a physicist that sometimes answers your physics questions in the comments. I love that, by the way. I love it when there's something that happens in One Piece, like how fast if Kizaru can really move at the speed of light and he kicks a building, wouldn't the building just incinerate? I love physics majors and people that are actual physicists in the comments like, okay, well, this is what would happen if he was really moving at the speed of light. Like, I love reading that shit like that. So thank you. The last thing I wanted to mention about myself was I like to do cross-stitching as a hobby from time to time. I've done several small and medium projects for friends and family, and I'm currently working on my first big one for myself. I wanted to send you a small cross-stitch of the theoretical Frankie Jolly Roger, since I know he's your favorite Straw Hat. I hope you like it. This one took me about 5 weeks to make. You can keep it in frame or find a frame you like better. This is a perfect frame. It's like a cyan blue kind of frame, which is perfect for Frankie. And the big cross-stitch project I'm working on is the most well-known manga panel of the series, which is where Roger laughed. So he's doing a big cross-stitch of the Roger laughed scene. There it is. End goal 20 inches by 16 inches. Good luck to you, George. It might be done by now already, because I think this was sent to me a few months ago. My mic is a Shure. Let's see. Okay. I might make more of these cross-stitch Jolly Rogers and send them to you along with progress pics of my Roger laughing project. I'll keep an eye out for your fan mail stream. And see what you say about that. Love your videos, streams, and D&D sessions. Respectfully, George. So this is the progress so far, like several months ago, and this is like the final result here. Yeah. Teching, please lift bangs and show the forehead. Nah. Nah. I had a dream last night, though, where I cut my bangs. Like, I had a dream where my bangs were in my eyes, and I just took a pair of scissors and cut. And it was like my hair went all the way back here. Like I cut all the way back to here. So my hair was this weird kind of like Aang from Avatar kind of shape. And it's just like, okay, I don't know why I did that, but all right. So that was a weird dream. But thank you, George. Thank you, George. Cross stitch. All right, what's next? This is from Cameron. And this is a box in an envelope. It's what's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the bag? What's in the bag? What's in the Ziploc baggie? What's in the Ziploc baggie? It's another Ziploc baggie. What's in the Ziploc baggie? Okay. It's a necklace. It's a cool looking necklace that has a sword on it. I don't know what sword that's from, though. I immediately am thinking Bleach, but nothing immediately comes to mind. So let me know what sword that's from. Excuse me. Toji. Oh, is it like a, is it a demon? Oh, it's a JJK. It's a JJK thing. All right, that's why I didn't recognize it. Well, thank you, Cameron. There we go. That's cool. It's a cool necklace. It's a cool-ass necklace. But I didn't recognize the sword. It's from JJK. Well, that's why I have you guys here. That's why you guys are here. To tell me the stuff I don't know. And it comes in a really nice pouch. And in a really nice box. That is dope. Thank you, Cameron. All right. This is from Janice, who I always call Janice. Or is it Janice and I always call Janice? Whichever. This is some One Piece D&D stuff. Oh, is it written on the box? Oh, no, it's not. That's not. That doesn't say JJK. If that's JJK, that's from a... Yeah, okay. We got Ragnar! Grrr, little bear Ragnar! He is the main villain of Marines, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let the bear fool ya. Okay. Hey, Teching, I made a Ragnar plush sewing pattern, and I thought you might want one. Hoping to make a Bell sewing pattern soon. Yeah, I have Bell up here. Bell, who was also given to me by a fan. There's Bell, who talks in a southern... Everyone wants Bell to have, like, a human fruit and turn into a sexy... There's even, like, on the One Piece D&D wiki, on Bell's page, you could go look it up. There is, in fact, a... that was just... I mean, this is just a crab that you could buy anywhere. Like, an actual custom Bell plush would be all blue. But, there's a art of, like, a human Bell. And, I suppose she talks like Southern because I've already established that. She talks like Nico Robin in the 4Kids dub of One Piece. She had a cowgirl hat after all. Yeehaw. Yes. So, there we go. But we have little Ragnar here. Thanks for sailing the seas with the One Piece D&D boys. Best wishes, Janice. Kitten in a bowl. Kitten and caboodle. All right. We have a little Ragnar pattern, too. It's a little booklet on if you want to make your own Ragnar. And there's even, like, a little blue one as well. Bell is the all blue. I gotta have a word with Rustage about that because I don't have a plan for Bell. Like, I literally don't, like I guess the Southern debutante voice is a thing. But other than that, like, I need to actually tell Rustage, like, Rustage, it's up to you, whatever you want to do with Bell. Like, if you want to make sure, if you want to, like, she is an elder god from another time, like, you could do that. If she's just a crab, you could do that. Like, yeah. But that's up to Rustage. All right? Thank you, Janice. That soft yeehaw had me cracking. Teching has some cake on him. How are you doing? I got a random theory about what if the Blackbeard's Yami Yami awakening could be similar to Luffy's Gear 5, but Blackbeard could be like a devil. Since the Gorosei all have their mythical zones that are, if they are mythical zones, named after planets, and Luffy's the sun, people have thrown out there maybe Blackbeard is the moon, or maybe Blackbeard represents like a black hole or something like that, and like another spatial phenomenon. I mean, it is a black hole because he literally has a technique called Black Vortex. So it might be something along those lines, but it's going to be comparable to Luffy's power. Yeah. Yami Yami could be a Hito Hito. I mean, we thought we thought a zone was a paramecia. I guess we could think that a zone is a Logia. Why not, right? Yeah, I'll go back to the super chats after the fan mail. I have them all recorded. It'll be good. I also want to mention something else before I leave. Somebody remind me to tell you the thing that I was supposed to tell you. Somebody remind me of that. What's next? John from the Philippines. Always love getting stuff from overseas. I love getting stuff from the States, of course. But when I get stuff from overseas, that's always really cool. Gives me the idea of like, wow, I have fans all over the world. These are really cool card sleeves of One Piece characters on them. Some really cool artwork here, too. Look at these. Look at these card sleeves. So they're for One Piece, the One Piece... Actually, no, they're not card sleeves. Oh, they're Dawn cards. That's what they are. They're Dawn cards. If you've played the One Piece card game, you know what a Dawn card is. So it's like your plus 1,000. So there's Nami, Zoro. Let me adjust the camera so you can actually see it. Adjust the focus. Focus! Focus. Okay. There we go. There we go. Zoro. Really digging this art style. Zoro. Oh, Usopp's looks sweet. Usoppu. Look at that. Usopp. Usopp is jacked. And this is the person that did it. Carl Orozi. Illustrations, original comics. There's some links there. Check out Carl. There we go. Facebook, YouTube. What is that? Instagram or is that? Yeah, that's Instagram. Oh, Brooks is cool. Brooku. Jinbei. Frankie looks insane. He looks like he just snorted a whole line of coke. Super, yeah. And we have Choppa. Sanji. I like this art. Yeah, I'm really digging this art style. Oh, Robin looks so awesome. Look at Robin. I thought Robin was a mermaid for a moment there. Like, yeah. Robin's is awesome. Luffy's, of course. We got a couple more. No, just Yamato. You have also Yamato at the end. Yamato. That is cool. Thank you, Carl, for that. Those are some really good Dawn cards. I'm going to put those back in the sleeve, though, because those are really nice looking. There's also something else I want to show you here, too, in a second. A line of Coke. A line of Coca-Cola, back when Coca-Cola had it in it, yeah. Okay, and then there's also a letter, which I'll read in a moment. Got this, too. Looks really cool. Neat. Let me dial back the focus here. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Tekking, I am a fan from the Philippines. I have a copy of my illustrated Straw Hat Crew plus Yamato Dawn cards for the One Piece TCG. Enjoy playing them. And make sure to check out his Instagram and Facebook. I showed it on the screen there. P.S. The other ones I attached are just original character illustrations from my own comics. Make more contents, Tekking. You're great. I shall make the content. I will make all of it. Thank you so much. Really good art style. Really, really unique style there. Thank you, Carl, from the Philippines. I'd love to visit the Philippines someday. We have a box. Let's open the box next. What's in the box? What's in the box? Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm not going to go through all of these because there's like a lot, but this is from Wendell from Georgia, and the state, not the country. And Wendell sent me about 3 bags, and they're filled with these. So there's a lot of them. So I'm not going to go through every single one, but they are 3D printed wanted posters. So this is Boa's right here. Dead or Alive, Boa Hancock, proper bounty too, like her current bounty. There's Boa. And then there's there's Kid. They're really cool to look at it from this like 3D perspective, like they're etched into the plastic. So you kind of have to like angle it a certain way with the light. Who's the best girl in Persona 5? I always liked Makoto. But I'm playing Persona 3 Reload right now, and it's Mitsuru 100%. Mitsuru 1,000,000%. There's Luffy. This is Laws. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can kind of see it like this, but if I turn it, it looks a little jumbled. But if you look at it like this, yeah, it's like 3 million. So thank you, Wendell, for all of these. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot in the box. So I'm not gonna go through every single one, but holy shit, these look cool. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I could maybe put like I could put like little sticky things like tabs on the back of these and maybe put them up on a wall or something. That would be cool. I'll figure out a cool place to put them. Maybe not every... Ooh, actually, I could put them up on that brick wall over there. I have a big brick wall in my studio that's attached to like a furnace kind of thing. That might work, actually. I can maybe do that. It depends on how well the glue sticks to the brick. But that would look actually really cool. Or I could rearrange the studio. I could put them on top of it. Yeah, okay. I'll figure out something. IGIS is my love. I also learned how to say IGIS because CP IGIS 0. So it's IGIS. There you go, from Persona 3. So thank you, Persona 3. Thank you, Wendell. Glue doesn't stick well on brick. Yeah, maybe some kind would, but yeah, probably not. Well, because brick is porous. It's a porous rock, so it's not great. I've tried using glue sticks and stuff, and not glue sticks, but those little like sturdy tabs you put on things, like you can hang stuff on a wall, like the little hooks. Yeah, I've tried using that on brick before, and it didn't really work that well. So yeah. Fun. I always say ages. IGIS. They say IGIS in the game. Yeah, thank you for liking them. I'm Wendell, by the way. Luffy in the light, you'll see it in better. Yeah. I was thinking like the certain way that the light's actually hitting it is going to be determining for. But thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Now, let's see. I got a bunch of stuff again from Jason. Jason's the guy that always sends me mermaid-related content. So it's always something related to the Little Mermaid or just mermaids in general. So we got a lot of stuff from Jason. Like we got like I think it's something like 5 packs of like these. And let's see what kind of mermaid stuff we got today. I don't ask for the mermaid stuff. It's just it keeps being mermaid stuff. We got a really Magical Memories, The Little Mermaid. The Magical Memories DVD collection is a wonderful world of stories from a land far, far away. Okay, so we got totally not The Little Mermaid, but The Little Mermaid. And what else do we have in here? Some random, they're not all mermaid related. We do get some random anime stuff too. We got some Spy Family keychains. We got Anya, and we got Yor. There we go. Isn't that nice? And we got Lloyd too. Got Lloyd. I was like, that'd be funny if you didn't put Lloyd in there. Just Yor and Anya. Lloyd left. They got divorced. It didn't work out. How much of your videos do you actually plan out? I don't know. Not a lot of it. Like, I'll sit down and I'll be like, okay, what am I doing today? A video on Hibari and Akainu? Okay. I mean, like, I guess I'll think about it for 5-10 minutes or some bits I'll do, and then I'll just do it. Yeah, I don't script or anything. I love those keychains. The keychains are cool. All right. Then we have a nice card, a Halloween card. It just says it's Snoopy. Snoopy's my favorite beagle, by the way. And just a bunch of nice little things, and just happy Halloween, Matthew. Thank you, Jason. And what else is this? Oh, we got a lizard. This one didn't have a lot of mermaid stuff in it. Okay, we got a lizard though. Check out this lizard. I want to put this lizard up here. Yay! Oh, I could probably put him up. There we go. There we go. Check it out, guys. I have a lizard now. Isn't that cool? Pet lizard. All right. Pet lizard. Then this one. Top 5 anime of 2023. I don't think I watched enough new animes in 2023. These are just... Okay. Sometimes I get stuff that... a little confusing. These are random cards, like sleeves. There's Pokemon card sleeves, like with Gengar. But then there's just, like, random images off the internet printed on them. Like, these are Top 5 Waifus, Volume 6, Volume 7, Volume 10. There's a lot of waifus. Volume 12, Favorite Waifus. So, okay. Thank you for that. Teching is one of the lizard people now. It's a Reptoid! Dude, if lizard people ruled, that would be kind of neat. Hope I haven't missed much. Probably just this, and then I'll probably be ending the stream soon, honestly, Bear. But, yeah, you can watch it later. What's this one? And this is the last one here. We got E.T. the Extraterrestrial. It looks like E.T. as like, oh, it is made by Pop. I was like, yeah, these look like Pop figurines. So E.T. the Extraterrestrial. That's okay. And then we got a mermaid doll. Yeah, and then we got a mermaid planner / calendar. Yeah. Really likes The Little Mermaid. I've never seen The Little Mermaid. I never even saw the movie. Maybe clips of it. Do you think Akainu can beat Kizaru? Yes. There's those. We got some letters from Jason, too. I just joined and it's already ending. Well, you know, that's how the world goes sometimes. I printed a picture of Giola in Law's backstory and made me think what happened. Oh, by the way, live action One Piece is pretty good. So this came out like right after that. And thank goodness it was successful. I thought they did a good job. I thought they did a good job too with the live action. Bleach keeps going on breaks after 13 episodes. Is that better or worse than an entire filler arc? Oh, well, that's just the way they're doing the final arc. I would prefer them go on a 6-month break than have some weird fucking filler arc fit in between. Like, yeah, absolutely. Is Luffy gonna I don't know what that is. Luffy gonna someone that isn't meat? Is Luffy gonna eat someone that isn't meat? He already did that once. He already did that with Crocodile once. But yeah, there's that. Who is dumber, Luffy or Geratsu? Geratsu is comically dumb. Geratsu he forgets to breathe sometimes. Like, really dumb. Yeah. Today is the day we find out if Luffy can do the impossible. Oda ending One Piece. Okay. Maybe we'll see Luffy's mom. We're going to see Luffy's mom at some point. That's definitely going to happen. Celestial dragons become slaves, or something even better. Luffy actually being smart enough to know that 1 + 1 = 2. I think Luffy can know 1 + 1 is 2. I think he's smart enough to do that. Do you think Natsu from Fairy Tail versus Luffy is a fair fight? Natsu would just win because friendship always wins. Probably. Natsu would get beat down. He'd be like, I have friends. Boo! When I saw my One Piece opinions, the answers I got I didn't see coming. I mean, I get it, but the answers on the live. This is probably referring to a live stream we did like a while ago. Yeah. Oh, like talking about like the fake out death stuff. Yeah, like Pell or Pound or something like that. It's something that I'm not a fan of in One Piece. Like, Pell should have definitely died. Pound should have definitely died. Like, Oven had Pound dead to rights with a flaming Naginata. Like, Oven should have, like, there's no reason why Oven shouldn't have just decapitated Pound right there. But somehow he didn't, and he managed to escape, and he managed to be okay, and he managed to float to, and I know why he did it, because of a happy ending with Beiji and Chiffon and Lola and everything like that. I get it. I don't get rage mode mad over it, but it does kind of, like, annoy me a little bit. Like, yeah, Pell should have died there. Yeah, Pound should have died there. Like, you know, like, if you didn't want Pound to die there, you shouldn't have had Oven with the flaming Naginata right over him if you wanted him to come out of this alive. Yeah, Pound surviving is a little dumb. It is. But it's not something I get, like, mad about. I don't feel the same thing with Kinemon. A lot of people felt it with Kinemon. I actually thought the explanation made sense. So I don't really feel the same thing about Kinemon. Oven, I am your stepfather. And Oven's like, you know, I never really had any strong male role models in my life. Oh, hey, no, don't go! Is Pound a buccaneer, though? Dude is big and resilient. Maybe. Maybe if it's a twist like that, maybe. Yeah. Pell's sacrifice was one of the most beautiful scenes in the story. He was the guardian deity of Alabasta. He was like Horus, the Falcon, and everything like that. There was so many cool ways you could do it, and it just didn't coalesce into anything. This is after Thanksgiving. Can you believe that Luffy was in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade? Too bad the part of the hat got deflated. You know, honestly, I think Luffy's straw hat deflating in the Thanksgiving Day parade worked amazing because it gave us a meme and it's something for us to talk about. It's not even something that bad. Like, it could have been Luffy's face that could have deflated or something like that. That would have been kind of crap. Or they might have had to scrap the balloon altogether. But having bucket hat Luffy is it's just funny. It's just humorous. You know what I mean? It's just like something happened the first time they was out on the Thanksgiving Day parade. There was a malfunction and it's funny. You know, I like that. I for one welcome bucket hat Luffy. I binge watched Naruto Shippuden, only that I can't watch Naruto or Boruto. I don't know Sakura was so frustrating in Naruto. Yeah. You know, the thing I always think about in, like, the original Naruto idea, because you could point out to so many things, like Sasuke's horrible to Sakura, and Sakura still loves Sasuke, you know, and, you know, Sakura's so mean to Naruto. You know, the thing you gotta always remember about that is they are, like, 12. In Naruto. They are like not even teenagers yet. You know what I mean? Sasuke's this, you know, kid that's just like and he has a big chip on his shoulder. You know, does that justify what he does? No. But it's like, they're kids. All right? They're getting into these arguments with one another and shit. And it's like, Sasuke's a piece of shit. Sakura can act like a piece of shit to Naruto sometimes. Like that line that Sakura has at the beginning of the story is just like, you know, she's talking to Sasuke about Naruto and like, oh, well, Naruto lost his parents, so you know he ended up the way he ended up because of that, you know, and Sasuke gets pissed at Sakura because Sasuke also lost his parents, and you know, it's like that kind of shit is very mean-spirited, but, you know, they're kids. So it's like, you know, I was in middle school at one point. The kind of shit that middle schoolers would say to each other sometimes was downright cold-blooded, all right? Like, seriously could make you fucked up. It's, yeah, and do they get a little better as they get older, as they mature? Sure they do. Is Sakura saying that same shit when she's like 17 to Naruto? Like, no. Yeah. Do you think Sanji Zoro would win? Oh, do you think Sanji or Zoro would fight Kizaru or the Gorosei before the arc ends? Before the arc ends, I couldn't tell you. They are going to fight the Admirals at some point. I just don't know if it's before the arc ends. I don't feel like Zoro is going to fight anybody else after Lucci. Do you remember many videos ago that Wano should be where we see the rest of the Supreme Grade swords? We didn't, but I'm wondering if you remember. That would have been really cool. I think Sukiyaki's is a Saijo Awazumono. The Sukiyaki, the sword that has like the plant for a guard, like a flower guard. That is probably a Saijo. Maybe Orochi might have had some sword in his like castle because he ruled over the country. Maybe he had something that was maybe a Owazumono grade sword or some such. Maybe. Do you remember? Oh, I answered that one. Fun theory of Big News Morgan's human form is Panda Man. That would be funny. I'd be okay with that. That's a good one. Ever thought of a One Piece X Tekken fighting game? Never played Tekken. I feel like I should have because my name's Tekken. But any Naruto, One Piece fighting game would be fun, yeah. We need to get the One Piece video games. I need to make a video about that. Goofy did. Goofy, I think, made a video talking about like how the crappy state of the One Piece video games are, and it's like One Piece fans don't get good video games. Like there are not really that many great video games. What's the best One Piece video game that's out there? I mean, I haven't played all of them, to be fair. I need to go back and play some of the some of the older ones on the Game Boy Advance and see how those ones track, actually. But I didn't care for Odyssey. I didn't care for like a lot of them are not like I don't like, although I did not like what Odyssey did. Like Odyssey really pissed me off. But a lot of them follow a similar structure, which is like, let's go through the story arcs of One Piece. Let's have like a beat 'em up game and we beat 'em up through the different arcs of One Piece. And then Odyssey was like, let's go back through the story arcs of One Piece. And I'm like, I get it. I get what you're doing. But like can we do something original? Can we not go back just through the story again and again and again and again and again? I get it. I've seen the anime. I've read the manga. I want something different. And Odyssey kind of, but Odyssey, at the beginning, Odyssey was really cool. We're on an island. We're going to have like this mystery, but then the bullshit happened where they all got powered down by this random girl that just has that ability. I'm like, fuck you. And then the second is, now we're going to relive the arcs again. It's like, I don't want to do that. Can we not do that? Like, can we do something original here? All right. Burning Blood has potential. If it's just a fight 'em game. Now, there's a lot of fighting games. There's a lot of just beat 'em up fighter games. If that's what you're into, fine. Like, I can't really criticize that. It's just a fighter game. There's not much to it. But, man, I really want something good. What was that One Piece game that was that, like, it was supposed to be open world, but I don't know how open world it was. I didn't play it. I probably should check it out. Maybe you liked Odyssey. I just had some problems with it. I kind of missed the build-up. By the way, I would love a One Piece game similar to Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like that, like that's a fighter game. Yeah, sure. Like, and there are a few that are fighters. World Seeker, that's it. Was World Seeker any good? World Seeker has an original story. Okay, I should check out World Seeker. Then, yeah, okay. Oda supervised the story for it. All right, that's the one I have not played. But it sucked. You know what? I'll tell you what. Even if it had its own story and the story sucked, probably would still put it higher than Odyssey. Like a self-contained adventure. I don't know. It broke my brain. It really did. It really seriously broke my brain. I think it's because just I've been following the Straw Hats for so long, and just the convolution of here's a random character. Well, you can't use your powers anymore. Zoro forgets how to use his swords. Sanji forgets how to use his Diablo Jambe techniques. Luffy forgets how to throw a punch. Usopp and Nami forget how to fight, even though they use weapons, not their own skill. Whatever. Can't do it now. Bye. Go have fun collecting all these cubes. Just like, oh, oh no. But anyway, thank you, Jason, for all the letters and the mermaid swag. Okay, I think that's everything. I think that's all that I got. Like I said, there wasn't that much of it, but I did want to open a lot of this stuff. Open world, online, and character customization One Piece game would be amazing. Yes. It'd be a lot of work, though. And I understand why they're not getting to it. It's a lot of work. One Piece doesn't have a proper fighting game, though. I think no one wants to do it with this huge cast. Yeah, that is true. I think whatever games that are similar like that, like Tournament Fighters, the character selection is kind of anemic compared to compared to everybody in One Piece. You know what I mean? Like all the characters in One Piece. The amount of characters would be like how many are in Smash Brothers? The new Smash Brothers. How many fighters are in that game? Let me look. I'm going to say Smash Ultimate. 89 playable fighters. That's a lot of fighters. You could do 100 characters in One Piece easy. You could do 100 characters. You know what you could do? You know that one big panel, the voting, the world tournament thing, the world vote for the popularity poll? Take all the characters in that poll and put them in a fighting game, including Whoop Slap, especially Whoop Slap. All right? Yeah. Oh, it's a weird file format. Hold on, I gotta convert this. A lot of weird file formats. Gotta convert. My least favorite is an AVIF file. Anytime I have to get an image for a video and it's AVIF, I'm like, because there's only there's a very specific way you gotta convert it. And there's only one website I know that. Well, there's probably more than one website that does it, but it's just annoying. One Piece Treasure Cruise was so addicting, almost went broke because of it. That's more of a microtransaction kind of like gotcha sort of game. I'm not into those. I don't really play. How would Whoop Slap fight? Okay, in every fighting game, there's like a joke character, but he might actually turn out to be really powerful. Like, that would be Whoop Slap. Whoop Slap would be like, get out of my village! Smack you, and he's like, he has the power of Conqueror's Hockey all of a sudden. That would be fucking cool. I would main Whoop Slap. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Look at this shit, man. Just take every character on this page and do a One Piece video game. Do a One Piece tournament fighter with everybody on this page. There you go. Have fun. I think it would work. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be perfect. This isn't even all of them. This isn't even all of them. This is just one page. There were 3 panels. Imagine the voice lines. Yeah, you can't be a pirate. Like imagine if it's Whoop Slap against Shanks. And he has, like, original dialogue. Like, you're the one that, convinced Luffy to be a pirate, you damn hooligan. Whoop Slap smacking, like 17 hit combo over Shanks' head with his cane. I would main Jinbei. Yeah, if there was a straight up good One Piece tournament fighter, who would you main? I would main Garp. Garp's mains with his punches ha ha ho ho ha Galaxy Impact. Like, oh, that would be fucking awesome. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great, dude. Ah, man, we can't have nice things, can we? Hey, Tekking, do you think the surviving satellites will make a proper a propeller or flying apparatus for the Sunny after the arc? Ooh, that could happen. Some of them are going to make it to Elbaf with them, and then after that, they can help out from there on. But yeah, I'm getting to the end of the stream here, I think. So I think I'm just going to pull up some super chats and read the rest of those. Go. Read that one about Morgans. Natsu versus Luffy. Natsu wins because friendship is bullshit. Do you think Akainu can beat Kizaru? I kind of feel like he could. Answered that one. Who do you think will drop more lore, Vegapunk or the Gorosei? I see Vegapunk as history, while the Gorosei could be how the Celestial Dragons function. Yeah, like, I mentioned this in the last video I did. I want to know what the world government's narrative of how they came into power is, because we don't know that. There has to be a narrative that they're spinning to the world. Like, if you went up to a random citizen in the One Piece world and asked them, where did the world government come from, or what's that story, they would probably say some bullshit like, oh, well, there were a bunch of criminals that ruled the world and it was shit and anarchy, and then the government came out of nowhere, the 20 families had enough and they unified and they defeated. Like, we know the 20 families, we know that happened, but like, what are the circumstances? Like, what is the circumstances that they tell? Did they just say the world was shit and then the 20 families didn't make it shit, and then that's all you need to know? Because I feel like there's more of a propaganda approach to it than that. But yeah, I think Vegapunk's going to drop an initial lore dump, and then from there it's going to be expanded upon maybe by the Gorosei. What do you think the egg and Roger's ship is? Weather egg, possibly. I don't think it's a weather egg. I'd be cool if it was a dragon, because everyone loves dragons, so it's a dragon egg. I'm going to go with dragon egg until otherwise. Tekking has some cake. I am going to do leg day tomorrow. What's your opponent on? Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce this. People have been saying this, I've been reading about this and seeing the memes of this. I don't even know how to pronounce this word. What's your opinion on Free Aaron? Is that how it is? I don't know. I haven't checked into it. I have no idea. Do you think Luffy will meet Kid in Elbaf? Well, parts of him. Thank you for all the work you consistently put out. Thank you, Max. I read this earlier, but I'll read it again because you gave me 60 euros. Been watching you for years, and your videos made some hard times a little bit lighter. Keep smashing it, and thank you again, brother, for the videos. Thank you, Max. Yeah, Goten is around 16 at the end of Z, making GT Goten 21. The English dub changed it to 10 years for unknown reasons. I'm not really yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It still feels like the characters are 10 years older than me, to me. I answered that. I think that's where we cut off. Yeah, and then the Admiral Zodiacs. Yeah, so we got all those, yeah. Okay, cool. I think we got all the super chats. Nice. Free Ren. That's it. Free Ren. Thank you. Free Ren is how you pronounce it. Free Aaron. Hashtag Free Aaron from Attack on Titan. Aaron did nothing wrong. He was a sociopath that murdered 80-something% of the planet, but he's still a hero somehow. I don't think most people consider Aaron a hero. I think most people consider him a straight-up villain. Actually, let's do a poll on that right now let's do an ending poll on that. Was Aaron a hero? Yes, no. There might be some trolls here, but we'll take it in stride. Yeah. Yeah. Free Ren. Okay, I'll look into it. Favorite Titan shifter, the Warhammer Titan, that barely shows up. But damn, it was cool. Yeah. Hero to the people of Parody. I don't even know if he was a hero to the people of Parody. Do you think Dragon is disappointing? This arc had him looking bad. You know, I think there was, I think Liam made a video about Dragon not too long ago, so I didn't want to do it right after he did his, but yeah, I think I still need to do a video about Dragon and what he's exactly planning here. There's a theory that Dragon is even more of an idiot than Luffy and Garp. Like, it runs in the family. I don't think that's the case. Because I wouldn't say Garp is an idiot. Luffy is not book smart. And he definitely has ADHD. That doesn't make him stupid. All right? If you ask Luffy, here's a complicated math problem, or here is like this geopolitical issue that's going on in the South Blue, like, yeah, Luffy's going to be completely disinterested. That doesn't make him stupid. It just does, like, I don't like that kind of stuff. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. Dragon wasn't looking east. That man was looking down. He's not street smart either, though. He's very battle smart. He's not also, you know what's fun? I was rereading, I actually have it right here because it came out. One Piece chapter, volume 105 that just came out in English, right? And there's a moment here where, so Robin and Law meet Sukiyaki, and he tells them about the secret of Wano and the poneglyph and everything like that in Pluton, right? And then Robin goes back to the Straw Hats and tells them what she learned about Pluton. And right after she mentioned Pluton, Luffy is like, oh, you mean those blueprint things that Frankie burned back at Enies Lobby? Like, Luffy remembered that very specific moment 2 years ago. Like, so Luffy's not just like, what's Pluton? I never heard of that. That sounds stupid. Like, Luffy remembers shit. He's not that stupid, all right? Yeah, he's like, he specifically remembered that time, like, Frankie, who wasn't even part of the crew yet, burned some papers for some reason. Luffy actually paid attention during that conversation. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, typing Wang Ji just cause. Wang Ji! All right, that's good. All right, well, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I might be doing a video about Dragon, but I think I'm going to do that Habari video first, because that's just more funny to me. And I could get that done before we get the new chapter, so might as well. End poll. Aaron is not a hero. Completely. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, remember about the thing you were going to tell us. Thank you. I fucking almost forgot. Okay, here's the deal. This isn't for a while, but so Tekko, the anime convention I go to, it's in Pittsburgh. I go every year. It's in July. It's July 18th to 21st, I think. Okay. Every year when I do the panel, I always do like a question and answer thing. Like I just go in and do a question and answer or whatever. It's a lot of fun. One thing I've always wanted to do, and I remembered this now, like 4 months before the convention, I want to host a One Piece trivia game, like a contest. So that's the news. If you want to go to Tekko this year, I will be, I still have to message them about it and everything like that, but I always have a panel there. So this year, I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. I want to be a game show host. Because I genuinely feel, if I was born in a different time period, if I was born a few decades earlier and YouTube wasn't around, I would either be, my goal in life would be to be a game show host or a late night talk show host. One of the two. That would be what I would want to do. So Tekko, it's in Pittsburgh. You could just look it up. Tekko Anime Convention Pittsburgh. You'll find their site. But yeah, so I am really excited for this. There's going to be prizes. I'm going to make a little like quiz form to pass out to people. I bought a super ridiculous golden sequin jacket that I'm going to wear with a red bow tie. And it's going to be insane. It's still 4 months away, so I'm still planning stuff. But that's what I wanted to tell you because I was really fucking excited, all right? Because I got this idea the other day because I remembered like, oh my, because a lot of times I will get ideas and it will be like 2 weeks before the thing, and I wouldn't have enough time to plan it. But now it's like 4 months, and I'm like, wait a minute, I actually have an idea. Oh my God. And I've been going, me and my friend Jake have been going to bar trivias a lot the last couple of weeks down here where I live. We go to trivias like Tuesday nights and Thursday nights for trivia. And they're really, really fun. And I'm seeing how they do it and how they handle everything and pass out the papers and answer it and how they, present the questions and everything. And I'm like, dude, I want to do this. I want to do this with One Piece so bad. Okay, so I want to be a game show host. I'm going to be a game show host at Techo this year, hopefully. Can you stream it? Maybe not live stream it, but I will record it, okay? And I will also have I'm going to have to get my friends to help me out because I'm not going to be able to do this by myself. Because last year, I was supposed to have like 3 people coming, and it just ended up like everyone canceled, so I just had to do the panel by myself. But if I get some people to help me out here and set everything up, like I can have somebody record it, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Yeah, get a Steve Harvey stash. Now I'm not going to do the Steve Harvey. I'm not going to do the full Steve Harvey, but I think I think that's what I would have done if I was born in, let's say, 1973 instead of 1993. So I graduated in like 1990 or something. YouTube's like 15 years in the future. The internet's not really a thing yet. I probably would have tried to be like a game show host on like, I don't know, not Wheel of Fortune because that's, Pat Sajak, and that's not Price is Right because Bob Barker, but something in that vein. Something in that vein I would try to do. So I will keep you updated on that as we get closer to the date, but I just wanted to mention it now because that was the thing I was kind of working on yesterday. All right, well, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Teching signing out. Thank you for all the amazing fan art and fan mail and the lizard. And thank you, George, for the cross stitch. Thank you, Janice, for the bear. Thank you, Carl, for all of the really cool Dawn cards. Thank you, Jason, for the random mermaid stuff. Thank you, Wendell, for the 3D printings. If you want to send me fan mail, I have a link down below. Dr. Punk's Vegapunk's message will be destroyed before he says something really important. That would suck if that happened. I really hope it doesn't. And it won't, because I know you, Oda. I know you. All right, have a good day, everybody. Teching, signing out.